Okay, time to hello viewers. Good morning. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work, health, and strength is good or excellent. What? All right. Now for you Xbox fans, got a little news to report. You notice now your Xbox One can play offline, right? Yeah, that was because of me. Okay, because when I came at Microsoft about the console ban, that's when they made the switch. The only reason why you guys didn't know about it is because that Activision Blizzard deal masked it so you couldn't see it. Anyway, what I got for you? The Xbox One has a update problem right now that Microsoft need to fix, and also the One X, it has an HDMI problem that needs to be taken care of. Listen to this. It says here, Xbox One launch consoles are reportedly bricking due to update failures. And then it says, Xbox One launch consoles are reportedly bricking due to update failures. A portion of the original Xbox One users are reporting that the console is failing to update to the latest system software. The reports were first spotted on NeoGAF and later confirmed by Digital Foundry, and are impacting launch consoles in a circa 2017 through 18 firmware. Consoles with older firmwares can still be used for offline games, though Xbox Live is a no-go, and if the console has been factory reset, then it's essentially a brick until there is a resolution. The original Xbox One console may have launched all the way back in 2013, but it is still used by a large portion of gamers to this day. However, it appears that those games may be out of luck when it comes to using their consoles due to an issue when it comes to updating the system firmware. And it says, as first spotted by Digital Foundry, user NeoGAF began reporting that their launch model Xbox One consoles could not install system software update. The issue does not impact every launch day console, though it's seemingly affecting a portion of ownership, regardless of whether the console is brand new or used related. Then someone said, I am glad I sold my Xbox. He said, I'm glad I sold my Xbox. But anyway, he said, the last two generations of Xbox has been a wimpier, and I'm finally ready to let it go. It says, Microsoft has been informed by Digital Foundry, and the tech website is confident that things will be remedied. And he say don't reset your console just yet. Continue reading. It says here, per Digital Foundry, until an update is dropped, users should avoid resetting their consoles or purchasing one that has been reset. That's because a factory reset essentially wipes the system clean, and a day one update is required to get games running. However, because the system seemingly can't update as is, then a factory reset is basically a brick. Says users who have older firmwares who cannot initialize an update can still use the console in the interim per Digital Foundry finding. The dashboard and disk base game all work, though anything that involves the internet is nigh impossible. That means Xbox Live is a no-go, or potentially digital purchases that requires an online check. Of note, attempting to install the update via USB driver is useless. And it says, apparently the issue stems from the console that have a circa 2017 through 18 firmware. Either way, it raises an interesting question when it comes to consoles and game preservation, because while the battle between physical games and digital games is still ongoing, it appears that consoles futility could soon join the conversation. And then it says, as it stands, anyone who owns a GameCube, PS2, or really any non-internet based console can simply plug it in and begin playing. Even after support for these consoles have since ended, they all turned on and simply work. However, with internet-based consoles requiring regular firmware and stability update, if a console failed to accept the update on account of being too old, then it's essentially useless. Of course, Microsoft managed to resolve the issue, then things will go back to how they were. But it's an intriguing issue that will no doubt pop up down the line. And what it says here, that's it. Well, the Xbox console needs some updates. They sure do. They need some updates to some of the original models. They're bricking, and you can still play them offline, but you cannot. But what you can't do is do a factory reset and then wipe the system clean. Because if you do that, then your console now it just sits there like a brick, and then you can't use it. So what that also means is that since to avoid factory resetting, leave the console as is. So it'll keep the original update that's on there. So when the newer update comes in, it attaches itself to the older update, and then improve the system stability and all that. But there's an interesting situation, interesting topic in this article too, about consoles that never required an internet connection. Like, okay, say from like the Neo Geo, Atari Jaguar, Panasonic 3DO, ColecoVision, TurboGrafx, Sega Master System, Sega Saturn, Sega CD, Dreamcast. Okay, Dreamcast has internet connection. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 has the network adapter that you had to get if you wanted to play that Final Fantasy that came with that 40 gig hard drive with it. Then there was the GameCube. The GameCube used a network adapter. Let's see, the Super Nintendo 64. The Super Nintendo had the X-band modem, but Nintendo was against online play, and Nintendo and their thinking. But anyway, the original Xbox, those consoles, I mean, they have internet connection, but you can still use those consoles, from the original Xbox all the way back. Those systems, they will plug in. But now when it comes to the systems like the 360, PS3, Wii U, what else? PS4, Xbox One. They have internet connection on them. But you can play the games offline. But you can play online, but you can play offline. But systems like the PS3, they still get update because it has the Blu-ray connection, has a Blu-ray drive on it that constantly needs update. So consoles bricking now is going to be an issue, and it's going to be a part of the game preservation. Microsoft now, on the other hand, now they have to come out with an update. One, to fix the let me turn this light on. One to fix the bricking issue with Xbox One, and the HDMI problem that the Xbox One X has. The Xbox One X has an HDMI problem that needs to be fixed. So those are the issues they have to fix when it comes to the Xbox One, by bringing in a fresh update that tackles our hardware issues. Sony, on the other hand, they're not exempt from this, because with the PlayStation 3, they should have been update the system to where you can connect an external hard drive to the PS3 and collect all the updates, since the 20 gig, 60 gig, 20 gig, 40 gig, 60 gig, what's that, I think 120, 160, 220, 320, and the 500 gig models. Those models of PlayStation 3, you need a bigger hard drive, because of all the updates that you got to deal with for all those games that's within the store, and then the games that you have, and then the expansion that comes with those games. The PlayStation 3 definitely need external hard drive support, and I've made videos about this. you know, trying to. I brought this up months ago, talking about, you know, the PS3 need external hard drive support. So you know, because the system is getting updates, you know, so people can continue using their Blu-ray drive. So this is going to be a big issue going forward, you know, because people that invested their monies into these console, and then the console manufacturer is not telling people that, you know, that these consoles, you know, might die on you, or go out on you, or may stop working, you know. So this issue is going to be a big topic, and you know, console manufacturers need to address this, you know. Microsoft on the other hand too now, you know, I did some videos exposing the whole console ban situation, you know, because I looked around the web and most people weren't addressing it. So when I came at them, you know, they were you went to the store and buy the Xbox One, but you couldn't play offline, right? They gave you an update claiming that you can play offline, but you were never offline. You were still online playing. Even if you turned the internet off, your system was still collecting updates. And then they had a console ban on top of that now. So now, with all that, with the console ban, it made the Xbox One a disposable console. When I came at them and I said, okay, you're charging people for off and online play, that's when they made the switch. So now people that have the Xbox One now, they can play their physical disc offline, because offline play means that there is no internet connection whatsoever connected to the system. That's what offline play is. So Microsoft was sitting there charging people for off and online play. And then on top of that, now when they ban you now, they wanted you to go buy a brand new console, because that comes from the console being disposable. So now you got to run out now and buy a brand new console, and then they want to give you a brand new you got to come up with a new email address and a brand new gamer tag, and then all the progress that you have made in the games that you have played, it's gone. It's wiped clean. So now you got to start over with a clean slate. So they wanted you to buy a brand new console. Then on top of that, now the games that you buy, you know, let's say you buy let's say you got a hard drive with like 100 games on it, and you paid whatever price you paid for them. Microsoft wanted you to repurchase all those games once you were banned. They wanted you to repurchase the game. So what they tried to do now, you know, they tried to ask you a question like, you know, like, are you planning to use this hard drive on another console? Because that statement comes from when I came at them about the console ban. They try to say, are you planning on using the console? I mean, using this hard drive on another console. Basically, they were trying to cover their tracks, because once I brought up the statement of they wanted you to repurchase those. Let's say you buy 100 games, they wanted you to repurchase them. That statement, the question that they asked now came from the statement that I made. So they ask you, like, are you planning on using this hard drive on another console? So basically they're trying to save you some headaches now, so you don't have to repurchase those games again. That's what they were trying to do. And then to show you that they didn't want you to own the console now, what they do now is they shut off the Blu-ray drive. They turn off the Blu-ray drive. The console still works, but they don't give you access to the Blu-ray drive, so you can use your physical disc. They want you now to buy digital games only on the console that was supposedly banned. So they never wanted you to own the Xbox console from day one. They were just charging you for off and online play at the same time. But when I came at them, and when I came at them in some YouTube videos that I did about the console ban, you know, they made the switch. So they never wanted you to own the console from the very beginning. You know, from the time the Xbox One came out, they never wanted you own the console. You know, they just had you believing, you know, that you had control of the console when you first got it, but you never did. It was the network administrators that really had control of the Xbox One. You never did. You know, they gave you you could play the games, but you had to be online to play it, right? But then they gave you an option to to play offline, but you were never offline. So they never wanted you to own the console, and yeah. The console ban was a big mess, man. But once I got on them and exposed it, that's when they start making changes. You know, because I've seen people trying to address this, but they weren't bringing up the issues that they need to bring up. They keep talking about DRMs, but they never explained it. But when I got at them, oh yeah, they start making changes. You know, the Activision court case was masking the problem so you couldn't see it. So every time when Microsoft was going through the court battles with Sony over Activision Blizzard, that was always center stage. But there was a bigger problem that was brewing with the Xbox consoles that people didn't know about. So when I exposed it, that's when they start making the switch. They try to play it off like what I was saying wasn't true, but then all of a sudden now you can play your Xbox One games offline with no internet connection. So yeah. But other than that, man, they got some they got some work to do with the Xbox One, man, because one, they need to fix this bricking issue with the original Xbox models, like the first one, you know, the first models, and then with the Xbox One X now, the Xbox One X has a HDMI problem because the system will turn on, but you will get no picture. So that it means that the Xbox One X HDMI port, it's no good, you know. So they need to fix those problems with the Xbox One console, and then go on from there. But the video game preservation debate will continue to go on, you know, and people about ownerships of consoles and games and stuff like that. It's going to continue. It's going to be a continuing issue, you know. But one main topic that's going to come up, you know, the Xbox consoles they're bricking, you know. So you know, like consoles that have internet connection don't last long as consoles that don't have an internet connection, you know. So yeah, that's going to be a big topic when in the days and the weeks to come. So yeah, but other than that, man, you know, the Xbox One is a good console though. It's just Microsoft made a little hiccup here and there, you know, that needed to be fixed, and it can be fixed, you know. But you know, there are a lot of people, you know, that uses the Xbox One console till this day, you know, because that's what they can afford, you know. They might not have the luxury to buy a new console, you know, but long as the Xbox One has a Blu-ray drive and DVD drive combined to where they can play their games and watch their movies, they're satisfied with it, you know. And plus, they probably got like a huge backlog of games that they're trying to get through. So you know, there are people out there that love using that console, man, you know. So no matter what you know, no matter what the situation might be, they just love using the console. So yeah, you know, it's you know, they get to play their games like they want to. So yeah, but I'm sure Microsoft will take care of this. They will. I'm sure they will, you know. So you know, just give it time. You know, it takes time to come up with an update, and then try to make sure it fixes whatever hardware problems that the Xbox One is facing, you know. So yeah, whether it's the One, the original models, the One S, the One X, yeah, they need to fix those issues. But the two main issues that they need to fix is the bricking issue, and then the HDMI problem that the One X has, you know. So they need to really take care of that, you know. So and then go on from there. But there are people that love the Xbox One brand, you know. They love it, you know. And Some of them, some people probably got all three models. You know, the Xbox One, the One S, and the One X. Some people got two models, probably the Xbox One and the One S. And then some people just got one model, just the Xbox One, and that's it, the original model. So you know, because it's probably based on their budget. So yeah. But other than that, man, you know, Microsoft, they'll take care of it. Just give it time. You know, I'm sure they're gonna respond to this. So we'll see what they do. You know, in the days and weeks to come. Other than that, man, the Xbox One has a large a large user base, and has a large category, a whole bunch of games that you can play. So yeah, you know, people love that console, man. So Microsoft will take care of it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy though. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Dark Side. Go. Peace.